What's good? I'm Kasim. It's Just Sneakers, back with another review. And today we got the Nike Trainer SC High OG in the blue and orange. Originally released in 1990, famously known as Bo Jacksons, of course. This is the first pair of SC Trainer Highs, or Bo Jacksons. And this is an homage to Auburn University, blue and orange. You can tell by the colorways. Some of the more popular colorways represent other teams he played for, like the Raiders and the Kansas City Royals. These here, they've been retroed plenty of times. Going back to the 90s, these started retroing. You know, they kind of on like a 5-6 year cycle. 5-6 years, you see another pair of these. The last retro was in 2017. So, you know, right on time, about 5 years. As far as the release for these, you know, there is no official release date. You know, it's pretty tricky. Like I mentioned in I did a video when I didn't have the shoe, just talking about the shoe. And I mentioned that it'd be a tricky release, and it didn't disappoint. This release is very tricky. It was indeed, I guess, a shock drop, similar to how the Barclays released in 2020, and you know, a couple other 90s retros as of recently. They kind of just drop out of nowhere and in certain spots. You know, there's no official date being put up. You know, it was the same with these. As far as I know, from, you know, the research I did, these were released in Jimmy Jazz, Snipes, and DTLR. So I'm in the city, I'm in New York. So, you know, it's Jimmy Jazz all over the place. When I got word of that, I stopped in a couple Jimmy Jazz, and, you know, I was getting hit with the same thing. Oh, we just sold out yesterday. Friday they came out and they're all gone. So, you know, I went to a few different ones because, like I said, I'm in the city. Like, these is, you know, Jimmy Jazz, Snipes, like them type of stores is everywhere. And yeah, that's what I was getting. So I already knew what the fate of the Barclays were. Like with the Barclays, I was able to get those because I happened to see a link at the right time and I purchased. But there was no official release date on those, and a lot of people didn't end up copping. So I didn't really want to have that happen with this. So I went ahead and I purchased these on StockX. So I advise you to check your local stores if you do live in a metro city area where those stores are found. Without further ado, let's get into the full review of these. Mostly comprised of leather. And I must say the leather quality on these is pretty good. It's a positive. Definitely better leather quality than probably like the last two retros. You know, the leather it sort of got that tumble feel on it. And you know, you can see that straight with looking at them. Like I said, I had the 2012 pair, and you know, the leather wasn't like this at all. They were more like that smooth type of leather. A difference between previous pairs and this is the tongue. As you see, just off top, you can see like the tongue is mad short. Tongue is very short on this pair, this iteration. And also, it's a different type of tongue. You know, material-wise, it's like, it's mesh, it's more mesh and like, you know, a different kind of pattern. And it's also lighter. It's a lighter orange. It's not like this kind of orange, but we'll get more into those details as the video goes on. Start at the toe, all white leather, classic. That's going all around to the mud guard before it gets intercepted. With that there, the toe box itself is a different gradient of leather, so it seems. You know, it has that tumble feel, and it has a little give to it. You know, perforations. Move towards the tongue. The eyelets are just white, and we have these little plastic shoelace parts that are in orange and blue at the top. The tongue itself is a mesh, white mesh, with the top of the tongue being this orange, with the blue sock liner. I wish I still had my other pair so I could do a quick comparison, but you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like y'all who copies all the time and know what it is, or you still got your other pairs, you can see that the tongue is it's really different. You know, for people who are sticklers and really love OGs, that might be a problem for them. But for me, it's not that much of a problem. It's annoying, but it's not that much of a problem. I can't lie though, the short tongue is what bothers me more so than the actual material and color of the tongue. Because on the OGs, like if you look at the OGs from like 90 and whatnot, the tongue was mad high. The tongue was mad high on those. And it's like with every retro over the years, the tongue just gets shorter and shorter. But I digress. Sock liner of the tongue is this, bright royal blue. Insole, orange. Now let's move to the side of the shoe. The most notable thing is, of course, the gray suede. This is honestly the best part of this shoe in my opinion. Cause to be honest, back in the day, all of the Bo Jackson's SC trainers worked because for the most part, they had this gray piece here. So really and truly, you could have this gray hit and just add in any color you want and it'll be fire. That's already proven. They did that in the 90s. There was a bunch of colors of these. And for the most part, they were white. The gray might have been a little lighter or something like that. Gray, insert color. And they all was fire and they all hit. But that's my personal opinion. That's what I think. We have the gray strip going across. We have this blue part here. We have this orange parts right here. That's a part of the shoelace. And we have a swoosh in the leather that, it's a lighter gray than this part here. Take a look at the back of the shoe. Nike on the gray part of the suede. Now the inside of the shoe, similar to the outside. Now let's get a look at the midsole. The midsole for the most part is white, but it has this orange streak going throughout, which is, I'll say, a major part of the shoe as far as the style and whatnot. So we have this bump right here, which is on a lot of trainers, cross trainers. A lot of 90s kicks got like this extra bump right here. Outsole, white, blue, orange, Nike. Pretty basic, what you expect. Now as far as sizing, I can't lie, these are a bit on the snug side, so I'm gonna suggest a half size up. I personally went true to size and got a size 9, and yeah, they fit in more like how I expected an 8.5 to feel. They're very narrow. On the toe, you're good. You should be good on the toe, but yeah, on the sides it's narrow. So half a size up, or you can go true to size if you like. Maybe they'll break in, maybe they won't. I don't know yet because I haven't gave these much wear, but now let's jump into some on-feet looks. Now for my thoughts on these, I'm rocking with them, of course. Like I said, I try to cop them every time they drop for the most part. This is in my top 10, top 15 shoe silhouette for sure. So honestly, unless they really, really, truly ruined them, I was gonna pass on them. But like I said, the tongue, I'm not really digging the tongue as much as you see. Like, look, the tongue is mad short. On a positive note, the leather quality is pretty good on these. It's a bit better quality, It's not nothing too crazy, but definitely better than expected. Me, myself, I'm waiting for these for a wider release because I am gonna double up if I can get a pair for retail. Or if I could get a pair on resale for a very good price like I did these, I might do it. But that all just depends if these never drop like that. But for me, someone like me, this is a definite double up if they do, in fact, drop retail. There you have it. I want to know what y'all think about these. Were you able to cop? Do you cop these every time? Like, is this in your top 5? And yeah, were you able to cop with this release? Did you even see these in any stores? Did you hear anything about them? Either way, let me know your thoughts. Leave it below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm Kasim. It's just sneakers.